might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Today is Friday, January 19th, 2024. I am your host, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. So today is this is the morning show, the Coffee and Kata show, where we are going to review some news stories, have our cup of coffee, and do our coding challenge. Today we're going to be working on CodeWars. So we have that all lined up. And just real quick, if you did not get to catch the stream yesterday, it was really, really good. A lot of stuff about QA testing, QA mindset, automation. We're working on freemindrecovery.com, which is the startup by Calculus Coder on YouTube. So go ahead and check out his channel. And yeah, it was a really good show. So I would definitely recommend you to check it out. We have the Bug Bite episode coming out at noon today about did Tesla lie? So let's tune into that to see what that is about. Tesla has been in the news a lot lately. We see that their cars are having trouble charging because of the cold weather. So so tune in for that at noon. And then, like I mentioned yesterday, we have a Patreon exclusive live stream tomorrow about me adding my latest role to my resume. So I wanted to share with you guys how I do that. So that is a Patreon exclusive. It is in the Patreon. So check that out if you want to join me tomorrow night for a private live stream. Yeah. So and as well, check out connect.techcoachralph.dev to see all of my links. It was a little project I came up with during the week to put together a my own version of a link tree. I use the tool called Link Stack, so definitely check that out. Connect.techcoachralph.dev. All right. Okay, let's put up our timer. Let me get my life together over here. Okay. And this here, that here. All right. We are in a much better spot. So let's put up our 5 minutes on the clock. And before we go, let's just address Let me just address Tech Takeover real quick. He says, as always, early in the morning, off on his way to work, and it's probably 6:30 where he is right now. So he's always like up early as always, right? So he says, peace and blessings, brother. Heading to work in the snowstorm. Medical don't stop. So I just want to wish you a safe time out there on the road. Conditions are not the best, so just be safe out there. Tech Takeover, and focus on the road. So thank you for your support as always. All right, let's keep moving forward. All right, so let's put up our 5 minutes on the clock, and then we're going to jump into our news stories. I have three for us today, right? So, like I said the other day, I'm trying to reduce how much time we spend on the news so we can get to focus on more on the important stuff. So, 5 minutes are up. Let's go to. All right. So, our first one is America's 25 fastest growing jobs. So, Chief Growth Officer tops this year's Chief Growth Officer. I haven't heard of that position. Tops this year's LinkedIn jobs on the Rise list, a data-backed ranking of the 25 fastest-growing jobs in the U.S. over the past 5 years. The role saw 175% year-over-year growth just last year, marking heightened demand as companies doubled down on efficiency, profitability, and sustainable growth. Jobs in artificial intelligence, such as AI engineering and AI consultant, sustainability, environmental health safety manager, and human resources workforce development coordinator have also popped on the list. So that's pretty interesting. Chief Growth Officer is the top of the LinkedIn jobs on the Rise list. Let's just click on this real quick. Just curious to see what else is on this list. Let's see. They just have a list. I don't want to go. So, Chief Growth Officer is number one. Government Program Analyst number two. Environment Health Safety Manager number three. Director of Revenue Operations, Sustainability Analyst, Advanced Practice Provider, Vice President of DEI, Artificial Intelligence Consultant, Recruiter, Artificial Intelligence Engineer, External Communications Manager. Let's see, Product Security, Physical Therapist. That's interesting. Grants Program Manager, Director of Land Acquisition. So many, like, you know what? There's so like being in the tech field. There are so many different roles out there that we don't even hear about because we're so focused on all of the stuff in the tech field. Uh, and barely, like, I think the most of the engineering stuff I saw was related to AI. So that is interesting. Anyways, let's move on to our next one. So the next one says lifespan up, but we are less healthy. So as the life expectancy of Americans grow, the number of years in which they are healthy enough to do the things they love and to work is shrinking. The gap between longevity and health span, or years of good health, widened to 12.7 years in 2021 from 10.8 years in 1990, according to the Institute of Health Metrics and Evaluation. Of particular impact on careers is the fact that some chronic conditions, including diabetes, obesity, and substance use disorder, that's substance abuse, I guess, are becoming more prevalent at younger ages. The U.S. is seeing health lifespans shrink more than other wealthy nations, in part because it invests less in preventative care and more in end of life intervention. Meanwhile, a new report reveals cancer rates are rising while more under 55 are getting colorectal cancer for reasons they aren't completely clear. So we are living longer, but we are getting sicker earlier. So I can definitely see a correlation there. You know, with the like they mentioned, diabetes, obesity, it the way that we live our lives with all the technology that we have, we are not making the most of it. All right. So let's jump to the next one. Audio streaming profits problems. Can streaming services survive? That's the question asked by the Wall Street Journal, which holds up Spotify as a cautionary tale. The world's leading audio streamer showed its first quarter profits since early 2022 in last year's third quarter, then promptly underwent more layoffs. Music is still the Stockholm based company tentpole business, but 70% of revenue generated by music goes back to the labels. It remains to be seen if CEO Daniel Eck's confidence in the potential of audiobooks, podcasts, and artist-related sales will turn the tide. Many of Spotify's revenue-generating attempts, live music, car tech, superior audio, have fallen flat. Aw. But according to the data from BookStat, Spotify did become the number 2 provider of audiobooks in the US. It finished a distant second to Amazon's Audible, which sold or streamed 50 million units to Spotify's 6 million. So there we have it. There are audio streaming problems because remember, the labels own the rights to the music. So a lot of it goes back to the labels. All right. Last but not least, jobless claims fall to a 16-month low. The Labor Department reported a Labor Department report Thursday showed new jobless claims dropped more than expected last week, falling to the lowest since September 2022. The initial application for unemployment benefits fell by 16,000 to 187,000, while recurring claims declined for a third week to 1.81 million, the lowest since October. The report can be volatile, especially during the holiday season. The upbeat job news struck a different tone than the Federal Reserve's Beige Book, a report on regional economic conditions, which on Wednesday suggested that companies may be holding back on hiring. One Atlanta firm noted in the Fed report that it was slow walking new hires as it investigated how much it might use generative AI to increase output. All right. So there we have it. Jobless claims at a 16th month low, but companies might be slow walking because they want to see how much they can get out of AI before they invest in getting actual people in the building. So you might start seeing those Tesla robots working working side by side to you. So we shall see. We shall see. All right, let's get back over here. It is currently 7:35 a.m. So let's go ahead and throw up our 25 minutes on the clock. And then we will, let me see, where's my 25? And then we will wrap up the day that way. All right. So 25 minutes up on the clock. And let's jump over to our Code Wars. So let me see. So if you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know when we go live. Like the video, share the video, tune in to the Bug Bite at noon today, and check out the cybersecurity related Q&As that we have releasing today. Also, almost forgot, we need some beta testers for our Koffee what am I saying? We need some beta testers for Sox University. So if you're interested, send an email to sox@ephemeralnetworks.com with beta tester in the subject line so we can get you provisioned in the next 2 weeks. And let me drop that in the chat as well so that you can learn as well. Our All right, let's jump into our testing. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna go to here. All right, so I went to CodeWars.com, and the suggested challenge is list filtering. And I'm not going to waste any time looking for something. So let's just train for the list filtering, right? So in this Kata, you will create a function that takes a list of non-negative integers and strings and return a new list with the strings filtered out. So pretty much you pass 1, 2, A, B, and then you just return the 1 and the 2. You take out the A, you take out the B. All right, so that is what we're working on. So let's do that today, right? Doesn't look too complicated. And we have Colin in the chat that says morning, Justin. Good morning to you as well, Colin. I really, really appreciate you being here. And Colin says that they will email by the end of the day. Shout out to you. Thank you so much for your interest. And I will let Socks know to be on the lookout for your email so we can get you provisioned. And so, yeah, we'll get you provisioned. And I would love to get some feedback about what you think about it, if things that are working well, that are not working so well, and we will, trying to give the best user experience. So you know what, you get one of these, Colin.
I appreciate you.
I really do appreciate you. So thank you so much, and I will be looking out for your email. I'll make sure Socks is aware that it's coming in. I've been letting him know that who's sending an email. So thank you so much. All right, and you have a wonderful day today as well. All right, let's keep going in there. So here we are. So here is our here's what we have to work on. Pretty much, we're going to be passing a list to this, and now we have to return something like that, right? So let's see what I like to do when coming right in. The first thing I like to do is run the test. I think this is a little bit too much zoomed in. Let me see. Yeah, it's too much zoomed in. Let's go like this. All right. So first thing I like to do, I just like to run the test before I do anything. See what I get. See the test fail. I have no problem with seeing test fail because once when I see it fails, okay, now I'm like, all right, now I need to make my test pass, right? So let's go with the tests that are being passed, right? 1, 2, A and B. Oh, thank you so much. Colin says, thank you, keep it up. Started watching the channel yesterday. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I'm just trying to provide like useful content and add value, help you guys to have a different perspective, have a different mindset. So when you guys like either if you're already working in the field or you're trying to get into the field, so that give you strategies to get in there. And then once you get in there, you guys can hit the ground running. You can add the most value and you can be recognized by your team as a valuable asset and not someone that's easily replaceable. All right. So thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Colin. All right. So we need to, when we pass this list right here, we need to get this as the output, right? Okay. So let's start with something. Let's get this out. And what I just want, first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to print L, right? And what's going to happen when I do that, it's going to show me exactly what's like, it's just exactly what I'm passing in is going to print it out, right? So now I need to do like, all right, so what we're going to do is if the content of L is not an integer, right? Then remove that from the list. But in order to do that, we need to loop through the list, right? So we're going to say loop through L to check the content, right? So if we say for item in L, right? Okay. So we can say for item in L, if for item in L, let's see. If item dot if item let me see. So it's only strings or okay, if say if type of item and what is the Python thing? Python if not. Is that what I'm doing? How do you use if not? I think that's what it is, just if not. Okay, so if item is not, and then what is the, I think type is just integer. It's not int, I think. If item is not int, then we want to do remove the, what is that listing? Is it like pop? Let me see. Python list, is it? Remove from list. What is that again? It would be, so it'd just be remove. Okay. So, okay, cool. It's just remove. So we're going to go to, that's the thing. Like, I am not one of those people who remembers all these different syntaxes, right? Let's see. Let's say we're going to do L dot remove and then item. And then we're going to say, after the loop is done, we're going to return L, right? The only thing I'm not sure about is this int right here. Let's see, what are the, actually, no, what we can do, we can find out, just find out let's just do this, right? Type or print type item, and we see what we get, right? Let's just test it real quick. Let's just test it. So it is INT. So all right, cool. So if type so let's see. And I want to also, before I return, print the L so I can see what I'm getting. Let's do a test. So remove A, but it did not remove B. So we're getting closer. We are getting closer, definitely. All right. So let's see. For item in L, print. Okay, so we have that. Print type. Okay. If item is not an integer, then remove that item. Why didn't it remove B though? Print type. If type of item is not an integer, then remove the item from the list. But that should be part of the loop. Let's do another print in here. And that's how I do like a lot of my troubleshooting. I just print it out to see what's showing up. But apparently it's not getting to the B for some reason. Let's see. 1, 2. So what I'm gonna comment this out real quick. Let's go with, just to see what's going on. So we have our ABC. So 1, 2, AB, right? So now, before we even do the remove, in this case, I'm going to just say, oh, wait a second. Oh, I know. So, all right, so Messing up. So this one item is not, and then so what I'm gonna just do right here is if item is not print item. Let's comment this out. All right, let's keep that in there. And I'm gonna say inside if statement. We test. So we're inside the if statement, and it finds the A, and it finds the B. Right? So let me get rid of this one because all I really care about is being inside the if statement. So it finds the A, and it finds the B. So if we do this remove, I don't see why it's keeping the B inside of there. You know why? That is because no, why is it doing that actually? Let's think here. Print inside. So it's looping through. It's looping through. Let me see these instructions again. So filter out. There's a new list. With the strings filtered out. That would be. And there's another way to approach this as well. No problem, Collins. Appreciate it. I really appreciate your support. You know, hopefully, hopefully you can get some insight from me trying to figure these things out. It's That's why I like to do it in the morning too, because it's like it wakes up your mind. You know, this might be like around 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Might be something super simple to figure out, but early in the morning, trying to get into the groove of things, it sometimes it takes some time to get to ease into. And there's so many different ways to approach this stuff as well, because we could also go another route that says, if it is an integer, take that and put it into another list. But something happening right around here. I don't know why. Once it gets to the A, type item is not an integer. And then let me do actually print. Oh, throw another print over there. Run that. And we don't need this anymore. We know this works. Inside if we could do print item. Think it. Let me approach this from a different way then. Because I know I'm messing up somewhere with this remove being in here. Because if I don't have that, and we do this, now we're gonna get everything. But once it removes the A, or if item, not integer. I have an idea. So let's do equals that. Not the best solution, but another strategy. So if item is an integer, we'll say loop through L, check the content. If content of L is an integer, right? It is an integer. Then add that item to the new list. So if item is an integer, then we're going to say new list dot append, and we'll say item, and then let's just print out the new list. Try that one. Boom! Look at that. An alternative solution, right? Like I said, there are many different solutions to doing this. So let's clean up our code a little bit, right? Because this is going to work. So I like to leave my comments in there to make it for clarity. I'm curious to see, like, I'm sure when we see the other solutions, because like I am no like super duper expert in like the coding, but I do find solutions and then I refactor and everything like that, right? But the more we code, the better we get, the cleaner we get. That's why like I am a big fan of reading the books of like clean code and clean coder, clean architecture and stuff like that, because they just help you to continue to get better. So we don't need print statements, and we do not need, and should be able to read it from here. Actually no, we will leave that. And we'll leave that. We can get rid of this print statement, get rid of that print statement, get rid of this print statement. And we're pretty much saying so loop through L to check the content, and then for the create a new list, and we would say, I know there's a way to write this that'll be like in one line, but honestly, I like to have it separated just so I can clearly read what I'm doing. I know some people like they want to do the solutions like so fancy all in one line, but then it's so hard to comprehend what's happening. I honestly like to do it with like write it out so I can easily read through it, and whoever's reading my code, like, okay, this makes sense. This isn't too complicated to understand. With like nice variable names they might be a little bit long, but they're very comprehensible, right? So let's run it again, make sure everything is still on the up and up. Return list. So that works. Okay, so our 3 tests work. So we are going to do an attempt. Let's see what happens. And our 25 test passed. So that is awesome. Let's give ourselves a round of applause for that. All right. So
We the best.
yes, we are. All right. So I think our code is good. I mean, it can, like, code can always be better. There's no such thing as perfect code, but there is clean code, and I think this is clean enough. Probably a better way we could do it, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and submit, and we will look at some of these solutions that other people had, and we can go from there, right? So, but this is very clean. The approach that I always like to take is run the test first. Once the tests are done running, see, like, before I even write any line of code, run the test, right? It's like it's TDD, but but they already have the test written for us, so we just need to get all our tests to pass. So you get one test passing, and then now you get two tests passing, and then on the third one, usually they all pass at the end, right? And that's the approach that we took. And here we started off with one implementation, and then we pivoted to a working implementation. The goal is working code, working software. It doesn't have to be the prettiest, but it does have to be clean, right? So let's make sure we keep our code clean, we keep it understandable, we keep it organized. And I try to reduce the use of comments by having the actual code be very easy to read. Like I want it to read like a sentence, like a book. So let's keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and submit. I know my picture is blocking the submit button, but it is, all right. So now we'll take a quick look at some of the solutions, and then we will wrap up our day with some time to spare. So like I said, right, one line, return I for I in L, if not is instance I str, right? Very efficient, but it's not always the easiest to read, but it is very efficient. It's great. But especially if you are not the best coder, this and you're new to Python and stuff like that, this might be hard to read. But the solution is a solution, right? We still solve the problem, and everyone has a different style. So and this is the one I was more thinking of. So for X in L, if type X is not a string, right? One line solution, easy to understand, but it doesn't really matter that much. Like, so this one is more like ours, or closer. Okay, yeah, this one is just about like ours, right? So new list, and then for X in L, if type X does not equal a string, we went with is an integer, but same thing, and then new list append. So this is exactly like ours, to be honest. So cool. All right, so that is our show for today. Get back to full screen. Hopefully that you found that helpful and informative, and that woke up your mind. And that's the goal here, right? Just to do something to stimulate our mind in the morning, so that we can get started. We can have a very, very productive day. So thank you for joining me today. Tech Takeover. Stay safe out there in the snow. Colin, thank you so much for stopping by, and everyone else, thank you for tuning in. Remember, we have our Bug Bite episode coming out at noon today, as well as some cybersecurity videos. And Colin, like I said, I will be looking forward. I'll be looking out for your email, letting Sox know that is on the way, and we will get you set up and ready to go at Sox University. So once again, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time that we go live and drop new content. Like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. But on that note, I just want to wish everyone a happy Friday and a wonderful weekend. And remember, we will be going live in the Patreon to talk about resumes, updating my resume with my current role, and answering all your resume and job related questions. So on that note, we are out. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.